#1 source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
We continue this noon with the line of thunderstorms that we're watching in our northeast counties, and Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with what's happening right now.
Just moments ago, the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning here for parts of Nash County. That moves on into Edgecombe County and Halifax County. It is in effect until 1 o'clock. Let's zoom in a little more closely so you can get a good look at the storm cell here. It is moving fast. You can see they issued that warning just a couple of minutes ago, and that is moving very quickly east of Red Oak, and you can see that it includes Enfield. And we're going to see this line again also moving through parts of Edgecombe County. If you're anywhere within that that area that's highlighted there in yellow, just keep your eye out. We're watching the potential for some circulation here. You can almost see a little bend in the reflectivity where we're watching the rain. That's an area where we're concerned that there may be a better chance for some wind damage. So again, severe thunderstorm warning up until 1 o'clock. We'll zoom in and you can see what we're talking about. We've got red shaded areas, green shaded areas coming together. It looks like it could be a bit of a tornado signature. It's not come together completely. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here, but you can see where that is. That's going to be just to the north of Rocky Mount, just to the southeast of Red Oak, and it's headed in this direction. Again, a fairly rural area, but across 301, just south of Enfield. That's the area that you're going to want to just stay weather aware. Just stay tuned here. We'll be watching that very closely. This is a look at the rotation detector. When it was back here, I don't have it looping, but closer to Red Oak, we had a pretty good signature of shear, and that's when the wind moves in different directions, and it's a sign of rotation, obviously, the rotation direction. And Kat,
the plug on a tornado warning.
They are going to warn for that. Okay.
Yes, so
I tell you
stay
what,
with us.
Kat, do you want to set up over there at the BAM while I'm here?
Yep.
And I'll just stay here and we'll be walking through this while she's getting ready. You can see there it just popped up. Here's our tornado warning. What I've pulled up here is some of the other severe threats. You can see the purple. This is where we have the potential for large hail. So we have hail happening potentially in the system as well. But tornado warning, this is going to be right here along I-95. That cell is just to the east of Red Oak. And again, we were starting to watch that little bit of that signature. I'm going to back this up a little bit and kind of come back to again this warning. This warning goes all the way over into Halifax County through Scotland Neck. I'm going to send it back to Kat, who is over at our other station, to talk a little bit more about it.
And you know, Elizabeth, we've been watching this cell very closely. It's that latest radar scan that just came in about 60 seconds ago that caused the National Weather Service to go ahead and pull the plug on a tornado warning. So we want to take a closer look at this. This is just east of Nashville. So Nashville, you're not included in the tornado warning. The city of Red Oak right on the line. And we have this storm in northeastern Nash County that has some decent rotation with it. You can actually see a hook here indicating the rotating storm, and we don't like to see that at all. Typically, those hooks can come together and sometimes drop a funnel or a tornado. It's going to be crossing into Edgecombe County and down the line potentially into Halifax County. So this tornado warning will expire at 1:30. It's an hour-long tornado warning. We'll let you know if the rotation holds together, but it is a very decent couplet that we're watching just east of Dortches right now. So let's take a closer look at the velocity. And what I want to show you here is actually the storm relative velocity. And this really shows you where we have the problem right now. So I'm going to highlight this and do a little bit of drawing on here. And because of the way that the radar is situated here, we actually have this storm rotating like this. The green moving toward the radar, the red is moving away from the radar. So it's that region right here that I've circled just east of Dortches where we have the strongest rotation within this thunderstorm. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that area. I think it's really valuable, given the stronger rotation that we're seeing, to dive into some of these town-by-town streets and labels. So if we can take this full screen, I want to let viewers really see this information. So if you see your street name, that will help you out. I'm on Weather 4 as my current graphic system. So the city of Brattleboro, as well as High Meadows under the current threat. We're closer to North Wesleyan Boulevard where we have this threat right now. That's one of the main roads that we're going to see this rotation cross over. So a heads up there. Let's go ahead and put a storm track on this so everyone within the tornado warning can get a better idea of when when the strongest part of the storm could arrive where you live. The rotation on this storm continues to hold together. I want to get a closer idea of it's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and put a storm track on this storm from the rotating part of the thunderstorm, moving east at 30 miles per hour. We're going to add some town names to this. And also, since this warning is in effect for an hour, we're going to go out 60 minutes on our storm track. We typically just do about a 30-minute storm track, but given this setup and the rotation that we're seeing, I think it's valuable to go out a little bit longer. That way we give you time to prepare and to get into your safe spot. So the city of Brattleboro, you are about 7 minutes away from the worst of this rotating storm impacting you. If you live in Brattleboro, you need to head to your safe place immediately. Get to the lowest level, the most interior room of your home. For Cherry Crossroads, 1247, so just about 10 minutes from now. Lawrence, 110, a little longer away, about half an hour or more to get into your safe spot. And if this holds together, we could see that rotation reaching the Hills Crossroads community by the time we get to 120. We continue to get in new radar scans about every 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to look over some of the newest data we just got in. In the meantime, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has some safety tips to help you get prepared for this.
Yes, if you're in this area, obviously you want to go inside. You want to be inside a sturdy building. Of course, the first floor of your home is fine. If you don't have a basement's always your best option if you have a basement. But on the first floor, as long as you have a room that's interior that doesn't have windows, that's going to be your best place to be. If it's possible to get out of a mobile home and quickly into a building that's made out of brick, that's a better choice. Also, you want to get out of a car if you happen to be, of course, driving down I-95 and this tornado is headed your way. You want to be outside of your car. This is a look at at where is the best place to be in your house. And again, that's going to be in the basement if you have a basement, or first floor in an interior room that doesn't have windows. This cell is really the only thing that's happening across the viewing area right now. We started tracking this one very early this morning coming across Charlotte, and it really didn't start to show any severe potential until it got all the way here along the I-95 corridor. So really coming through Nash County, Edgecombe County, and it's just moved into an area that's a little more conducive to having some shear, some spin in the atmosphere. So our tornado warning is in effect until 1:30, and of course, Kat was tracking that all the way up into Halifax County through Enfield, and we still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that area as well. On the north end of this, there's a lot of lightning. So up through Roanoke Rapids, you're seeing a lot of lightning there and some very heavy rain. So this is likely to be impacting some travel along I-95, again, from, say, Rocky Mount northward all the way up through Roanoke Rapids. So if you were about to head out in that direction, you probably want to put that off for a little while. Also hail with this. You can see these purple shaded areas. This is where we have the potential for some large hail. A severe hail would be up to 1 inch in diameter, and it can definitely do some damage. So that's another thing that you'll need to watch out for, especially right there where that intense cell is. We also have a level 2 risk for severe storms in that area. I'm going to send it back to Kat.
Hey, Elizabeth, we just got a brand new update in from the National Weather Service. This is now a confirmed tornado on the ground moving through eastern Nash County. This is just north of Rocky Mount. So this is the real deal. We have a confirmed tornado, likely confirmed by radar debris. Sometimes we can actually see the debris from these tornadoes lofted into the air, even hundreds of miles away. So let's take a closer look here at the new scan. I want to show you the rotation is only getting stronger. This is north of Rocky Mount and just east of Dortches. This is right over the city of Brattleboro, the city I showed you on the storm track just minutes ago. So hopefully you are in your safe spot now. We will continue to see this move to the east, closer to Morning Star Church Road. That's one of the areas likely to be impacted, as well as Marriott Road, just east of Brattleboro. So let's take a look at what we call our tornado debris detector. And you can see in this region, I'm going to turn off that circle that you see there, and all the blues that you see right in this region and purples, I'm going to draw on this for you. This is actually debris being lofted into the air that that the radar is able to see. And when you look at how far away this is from the radar, it's pretty remarkable. It is, the height that this radar is seeing the debris is over 1,500 feet tall, that this confirmed tornado is lofting this debris into the air. So this is a very serious situation. We have a confirmed tornado right now moving right along the Nash County and Edgecombe County line. If you are just joining us, a confirmed tornado, and you can see that very organized hook echo that you have right there. That's actually showing what we're seeing happen. And I'll draw on this again, is the air moving into the tornado right here where you don't see any of the rain, and the air moving away from the tornado, spinning very quickly. And this tornado is on the ground. We are able to tell that because the radar is able to actually see that debris lofted into the air over 1,500 feet high. So this is a very serious situation. I want to zoom out for a minute and really kind of give you the overview if you are just joining us. A confirmed tornado on the ground about to cross into northern Edgecombe County. Eventually, this storm is going to be headed into southern Halifax County. If you are listening to us on Mix 101.5, it is 1240. I know it's lunch hour. If you are in this region of northern Edgecombe County, closer to the Hobgood community and Guest Main, you need to be inside. You need to pull over and seek shelter right now. Whitaker's also very close to this rotation. If you live in the city of Whitaker's, you need to be getting into your safe spot, into the basement. This tornado warning in effect for about another 50 minutes until 1:30 p.m. A new radar scan has come in, so I want to take a look at something that will hopefully really simplify this for you. I know that the radar can be complicated when we show you all of these different tools that we have here at WRAL to predict these tornadoes and track where they're going now that it's on the ground. One of the things that we're watching, and a simple tool that we have here, is this rotation detector. And you can see where we have the red right now in Battleboro. That's where we have the rotation, but down the road, it's going to be headed just south of the community of Whitaker's. But you know, these communities, sometimes you can be within a Whitaker's address on your mailing address and still be on the south side of the town and be under this threat. So please seek shelter if you're within this warning. If you see your town name highlighted in the red and purple here, you may have noticed that our tornado warning turned from red to purple, and that's because we now have evidence that this is a confirmed tornado. So it's really important to review with you some of the safety tips. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has those and is standing by.
So a lot of times we're looking at radar signatures for tornadoes, and it's a little bit more unusual that we actually have a confirmed tornado on the ground. So it's extremely important that if you're in the line of this tornado, if it's coming your way, you definitely want to get into your safe spot. It's always a basement. That's your first choice. If you don't have a basement, it's fine. The first floor of your home, inside a room that doesn't have windows, is going to be the safest place for you to be. You want to get out of a car, and that's going to be something significant. This is moving right up and down I-95. And so if you are going to be, if you're in that area, if you happen to be listening, you definitely want to make sure that you're taking shelter in that area by getting out of your car. Again, you can see where this is on I-95, moving up through Halifax County. And Brian Schrader is standing by with a look at what's happening on the roads right there on I-95.
We're getting some indication that the storm has affected traffic. This is the radar signature of that tornado on the ground at last check. In the Battleboro area north of Rocky Mount, that is 301 right there. Here's 95, and right around the Dortches area, you can see some heavy backups in both directions. Waze, which is one of our partners, they just had a report from a driver out there that said tornado just passed by, and you could see a lot of limbs on the road and stopped traffic there on I-95. As we zoom into that area, you can see those backups with that traffic camera at I-95 at Dortches Boulevard. So they're in that part of Nash County, both directions of 95, seeing some backups. This is right along the path where that confirmed tornado passed here in the past 15 or 20 minutes. Cap?
And, you know, we continue to monitor this storm now that it is a tornado that is touched down. This is a very serious situation. You need to be headed to your interior room. As Brian Schrader mentioned, we have the report that somebody actually saw the tornado there in Nash County. We're watching this closely. It may not actually be a rain-wrapped tornado, so it may be visible. A lot of the rain on the northeast side, we're starting to see it kind of come together and the rain wrap around the storm here. We did just get an update from the National Weather Service on the severe thunderstorm warning. So Elizabeth will have that for you later on. But I want to talk about the storm threat, a very important tool. We want you, if your town is listed on here, you need to be headed to your